Hi, my name is Sean Everett. I'm the website analysis expert at Zucor Marketing. Thank you. Somebody there talked to Megan, and thank you for that. And so whoever is watching this, hello to you. Welcome to your video, which is the analysis of your site. That's what this video is. Now, I found that you are up against behemoths, and I know who those behemoths are. You're up against ServPro, you're up against PuroClean, and that is a very difficult position to be in because they are behemoths. So what I'm going to tell you is that your website can do better for you than it is right now. And you can actually come out ahead of them in some respects, and I'll show you how to turn that around. I'm going to give you some tips that you can implement right away if you want. And the goal, of course, would be to get you more new customers from your online, because this website is something that you paid money for and you expected would become a tool of your business that would actually bring you customers and help drive money into your pockets there. And currently it is not doing what it can. It is underperforming. Now, the first thing I have to tell you is that it is a great website in many respects. I have no problem with it. If I were a local person in Wichita or Kansas City, I would say, hey, these are my folks, because I would rather go local than to one of these great behemoth companies. That's just the way I am. I like to buy local. Now, there are ways that you can achieve that notoriety other than having these things here, Wichita and Kansas City. So it's a great website. If I were your customer, I'd enjoy coming here. Here's what I'm going to show you, though. I have this tool that I subscribe to. It gives me all of the metrics of your site, and it shows me how it's been performing over the last couple of months. Now, the next thing I do is a Google search, and the reason that I do that is because Google is responsible for 96% of the traffic on the internet, and that is a huge amount. If you got 96% of all of the remediation work in Wichita, you would be very happy. So you can understand that Google is kind of the gorilla in all of this. And when the gorilla wants to dance, well, you dance. So here's why I'm telling you about Google. If you don't know how something works, you can't take advantage of it. You can't use it. It's an OSHA rule. If you don't know the tool, you can't pick it up. So I'm going to tell you how Google works, and that way you can make more and better use of it. Now, Google has an algorithm that determines the placement of absolutely everything on a web page from here on down. Now, this little area here is sort of a separate thing from the search results down there. This is what we call the map pack, and this is a great place to be because it's up near the top. And the other great thing about it is that it will show that you are local. If I came here and I saw ServPro Northwest and ServPro Northeast, I would say, well, this is a great big company. So yeah, I'd rather go with somebody local. And I would look at ACM probably to see what their deal is. You can get into this area, and the way that you do that is by filling out a Google business profile. And you have to fill it out thoroughly enough and precisely enough, because ultimately Google is a computer company and they deal in preciseness. They deal in precision and thoroughness. Now, it's going to ask you things like what year your business started, what your actual hours are on a daily basis, and it's going to ask you to prove that you own the website. But it's a great bonus for having done that little task correctly. Some people do it themselves, and some people let a professional do it, which is great, because if you don't do it correctly, then you don't end up here, and that would be the ultimate goal. That is by region. The size of ServPro has no bearing on who ends up here. They don't have any influence over that unless they pay for an ad to be up here, and that is something they could do also. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you is underneath the map pack, we have what we call the organic search results. And they're organic in the sense that you don't have to do anything other than have a website, and you can be on the search results. Now, I chose PuroClean because they are listed first. They're the first contractor, the first remediation company that I found. I don't know why Wichita government is on there, but I guess they're teaching about remediation and mold and things, so that's not a bad thing. And I'll come back to the teaching aspect in a moment. But here's what I'm going to do right away. I'm going to show you your site, and I'm going to copy and paste it. And the one thing I could say about your site is that it might be a little skimpy on words. And I'm going to show you what I mean. Copy, and let's paste into this. So we've done both of those. Oh, you guys are neck and neck, aren't you? 1,300 to 1,400. Now, here's the deal. PuroClean might not know this because I don't know who does their website, but Google actually wants 1,500 words on the homepage of your website. And the reason is that they want to educate their customers about whatever it is that they are Googling. And whether that be something academia like oceanography, or whether it be about a cooking class or something, Google wants to send their search customers to places that are going to educate them about whatever they typed in. That's their number one concern. And all Google searches are word searches. Keeping that in mind, you have a very short distance to go to get up to the required 1,500 words that Google wants. And what I would suggest is that you exceed that. You exceed it by a fair amount. If you can go up to 2,000 words, it's easy to hide words in a home page because they can be like, for instance, customer reviews that scroll by. So that means that they're all there on the home page, but you don't see them all at once. You only see one at a time as it's scrolling by. Now, all words are not the same at Google. That's the other thing I need to tell you, and this is something that's important for you to see. That is keywords. You have 463 keywords, which is a great start on keywords. Keywords are words that Google expects you to have on your website as a result of the industry you're in, and they know what industry you're in because other sites come up when there's a Google search for Wichita, Kansas remediation. And they look at all of those sites and say, well, these must be related in some way because they all share a bunch of the same words. So they extract those words, those little phrases from each of those websites and count them up and see which one appears most often. That becomes the number one keyword and second keyword and so on. Now, that is what the algorithm is looking for. You have 463 keywords and your competitor has 86,500. Now, a lot of these are going to have to do with the areas that you serve and that they serve. So there's going to be a lot in here that are not relevant to you. But I'm going to show you what they are. Here's their clean words. Here's their keywords. White mold, flooded basement cleanup, mold on ceiling. How to remove mold from wood. Now, that is a 6-word sentence that I have never used in my life because it's not my industry. But it is something that apparently appeared on a lot of you and your competitors' sites, and it is something that people have likely Googled. And that's how Google puts together the keywords. Now, a lot of these, as you see, have to do green mold, white mold. Oh my goodness, I had no idea. A lot of these have to do with your industry and how you proceed with stuff. Odor removal. Boy, I could use that. Not that I have a stinky house by any means. I have a dog who, I don't know. I need to bathe him more, I guess would be the issue. But he's so huge and he doesn't like baths. What are you going to do? So what I'm telling you is that these keywords should appear on your website too. If they're good enough for their website, they're good enough for your website. And all you have to do is sort of copy and paste in many cases. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you is backlinks. Backlinks, you have 1,200 of them, but what's in the most important part of that is the referring domains. You have 178 referring domains. That means that 178 different sites have your URL on them, and that means there is a link back to you. Those are the backlinks. Now, the 178 domains is what we're really looking at. Here's what your competitor has, 4,200. And of course, that will have to do with the fact that they are nationwide. So they were going to have a lot of referrals from places that you don't necessarily operate in or have offices in. And even though you do serve nationwide, I could see that clearly on your website. Somebody would have to, you would have to have the name of that city in your web page for them to know that they could hire you and pull you away from Wichita or Kansas City. Now, here are their referring domains. Oh my goodness, couldn't catch. Let's see here. Let me try to. There we go. Thanks for your patience. They are listed on the New York Times. They must have had a story about them for some reason. Business Insider is, of course, because they have some sort of national business and they make a lot of money, and they're in probably Fortune.com too. CBS, but the ones that are more interesting to me are the ones like Home Advisor or Homestead or MapQuest or let's see what we got here. Yellowpages.com or Superpages.com. There's Yellow Pages. Now, all of these are, and Dunn Street and Bradley. That's a great one because they have a 90 rating. You can be on virtually any of these. If they're good enough for them, they're good enough for you. Now, this number that I'm referring to here is called the domain rating, and it shows the strength of a domain's backlink profile. Now, I showed you that you have 178 different sites that list you, and your competitor has 4,200. Well, these folks here have probably in the hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of links to them. Obviously, people link to Tumblr all the time. People link to the New York Times. So those are numbers that you want to keep track of because you want to be on any site that is, say, 70 or above. There's another 87 pages of these, so I could go way down here to the bottom and show you some that are just terrible to be on that you don't need to bother. So that is how that works. Now, here's what it all comes down to, that you have had 340 visitors to your site last month. That is up 106 from the month before. That's a pretty hefty jump. Good for you. That's a nice trend. Here's how much PureOClean had. 162,000 visits last month. Now, part of that is because they have pages in all of the various cities that they serve. Not an office necessarily, but a page devoted to that city. And that's how they have so many traffic, because they have taken care of those three things that the algorithm is looking for. Now, the backlinks are important because Google doesn't want to have to vet your site. They want to know that people are already going there. And if there's a lot of links to it, that must mean people like to go there. That's how Google thinks about it. So I'm going to do something else here just really fast, and that is I'm going to search for NCRI going down here on this Google search. And what I want to do is I want you to think about your own Google behavior and tell me, how far down do you search when you're searching for something? How far down do you go before you say, you know what, I probably have what I need, so I can stop scrolling because this is a lot of time out of my life, so I'm just going to figure out what I need from here on out. Would you consider that you would still be scrolling during all of this? Would you have stopped scrolling by now and figure, oh, I have what I need from here on up? That's what I'm talking about. Getting you higher up in these stupid Google search results is the bottom line of everything that I'm talking about here, because you can have Google work for you. Now, to summarize, Google Business Profile. Get that thing filled out as thoroughly and precisely as you can. Number 2, get more and better keywords. And number 3, get more and better backlinks. Now, that will help you rise up in the Google search results. You saw what the difference is. PureOClean gets so much traction because they're right at the top. Now, I just want to let you know that the 3 things that I talked about, the profile, the backlinks, and the keywords, are things you can implement right now. You could go and update your site. That would be great. Now, we can also help you make these changes, and that would be with the idea of getting you more new customers, not only locally, but nationally. Now, Meg is going to be calling you back to get some feedback about the ideas that I've discussed here in this video. So I just want to thank you so much for watching, whoever you are, and have a great rest of your day.